Hi guys, GoodGulf here, with a new tutorial for Unity VR. This time I will be trying to get an asset working which has not been optimized for VR. I can tell you upfront, this has been a lengthy process and it's still far from perfect, in a sense. Why? Well, because there seems to be an easy way out there. Just convert your project into a URP and an immediate jump up in frame rates is visible. For the asset I picked, it went into the green zone with a few simple changes. But what if you need to run your project using the built-in shader? Maybe URP isn't an option for your project. Or another potential threat may be that the asset includes terrain. I've tried for weeks now to get a decent working Unity terrain in VR, and just switching to URP will not help. I did explore some other options and got promising results. Not perfect though, as you will see later on in the video. I've tried GPU Instancer, which did not give me the immediate result I hoped for, but maybe the asset I applied it to simply isn't the, let's say, target audience, for lack of a better word. The best results so far I achieved using Meshbaker. It has a bit of a learning curve, but it's worth it. Okay, before we go into showing how I applied Meshbaker to this scene, I first would like to show a web page on thegamedev.guru, which gave me a lot of insights. Essentially, it's a roadmap to reduce the number of Unity draw calls. One of the key steps is use a batching tool to create texture atlases and regenerate mesh UVs. Meshbaker is a tool which can help you achieve these results. Here are the steps I took to get it working on the Fantasy Town asset by TripleBrick. TripleBrick has published some VR optimized assets which, in my opinion, are really great. However, this particular asset isn't optimized, and no, it doesn't behave well in VR. I reached out to the asset creator and he has no plans to optimize it for VR. Which is reasonable. It's not like we pay €30-ish for an asset and suddenly all our wishes need to be granted. And well, it also offered me an opportunity to dive into this topic of optimizing an asset. Here are the steps I took to optimize Fantasy Town for VR. A few important tips for this scene. Use Meshbaker on a building, not all meshes with the same shader setup. This allows for occlusion of individual buildings to be used. There's a glass material used in the buildings which uses a custom shader. Change this to a standard shader for it to be included in the mesh bakes. After using Meshbaker you will see the lighting changes. I think this is due to the light maps not being correct anymore. Rebaking the light with the standard Unity options will take forever, even on a heavy-duty machine I'm using. I switched to the bakery, which does the job much faster. Okay, after having done these optimizations, we still haven't achieved the goal of an all-green performance graph. Overall, the performance has been improved, but it's not at the level we want it to be. So I started switching off some of the buildings to check if we just need fewer verts. If this works, we can include a script in the scene which switches buildings on and off based on the player's position in the scene. Unfortunately, switching off buildings does help a bit, but it doesn't solve the problem completely. Then it struck me that this scene is built on a terrain. The terrain has some details on it, and this is a sure way of killing VR performance. So I switched off the terrain and again we see a significant improvement. We're not there yet, but for now this is the best I managed to achieve. I will keep digging into more options to improve this asset for VR performance. I will get back to this topic when I make more progress.